Welcome back to another week of nuclear news. We have the Sprott Junior Uranium Miners ETF over the last month up 9%. Over the last month, the stock market was only up 1%. Last week, the uranium market gave back some gains. The week before that, the uranium market skyrocketed, right? So what is going on with this space? Well, the BRICS nations, some of the largest, most powerful nations on the planet, met for a summit, right? BRICS 2024, inside the plan to harness nuclear power for sustainable growth. BRICS countries are set to power 2/3 of global nuclear energy growth by 2030. To drive this momentum, the newly formed BRICS nuclear energy platform unites key players from BRICS plus nations, including Russia, South Africa, China, and Brazil, fostering collaboration, knowledge exchange, and cutting-edge nuclear technology, right? What powers nuclear energy? Uranium. Uranium's in a multi-decade supply crunch. Therefore, there's just going to be massive upward pressure for this resource. And the mines that control it should benefit, right? Here's another example of massive demand for nuclear. 50% more power needed means fleet mode nuclear deployment is required ASAP. We are going to see power demand growth like we haven't seen since World War II. We will need 50% more power in the next 15 years, says the CEO of Dominion Energy. This is the head of a utility company saying we're going to need 50% more power in the next 15 years. Companies are turning to nuclear. That's what we covered the last few videos. Big tech going huge into nuclear, right? They need nuclear to power that demand. And what gets really fascinating is the gas industry in damage control, as landmark study finds liquid natural gas worse than coal for the climate. So the big competitor to nuclear is liquid natural gas because the United States has so much of it. But with the stroke of a pen, Mr. Biden earlier in the year put a pause on approvals for any new project looking to ship super chilled liquefied natural gas from U.S. shores. The peer-reviewed study by Robert Howarth, a professor at Cornell University, found American LNG at least was worse than coal when it came to emissions. Specifically, the report found greenhouse gas emissions from LNG were 33% greater than those related to coal when measured over a 20-year. So that's a major problem for liquid natural gas. That just drives more energy demand into nuclear, right? We know renewables haven't been able to cut it, and so we've seen a huge embrace of nuclear power, right? Democrats embrace nuclear power in heated Senate races. So they're trying to get elected by embracing nuclear power. Over in Italy, the president of Italy's largest power companies association was voted out on Wednesday after Enel and major utilities pushed for a leadership more aligned with the government's pro-nuclear, less renewables focused policy, right? Massive demand for nuclear energy, nuclear power and coral reefs. World Bank explores expanding its remit. The World Bank's last loan for a nuclear power project was made in 1959. The bank's latest energy strategy explicitly excludes financing the energy source, citing a lack of expertise in nuclear safety. Not only does the World Bank ban nuclear energy finance, it also explicitly declines to advise client countries on their nuclear strategy. Advisors within the office of the World Bank president are keen to find workarounds. So this could be the next massive shoe to drop in the global elite powering and pouring money into nuclear energy, the World Bank. Because countries listen to the World Bank. They get money from the World Bank. And then we have plants all over the country, shut down plants, being revived, right? Next Era, very interested in reviving closed Iowa nuclear plant. There are these closed nuclear plants again all over the country, right? 3 Mile Island, right near New York City. Microsoft had a huge part in reviving that plant. There's a reactor in California, a reactor in Michigan, all being revived, right? Massive demand. Government seeks monopoly over nuclear power. This is in Vietnam. The government wants to exclusively build nuclear power plants as these are considered critical to national security. It's happening all over the world. Then we have the revolutionary breakthrough of small modular reactor technology being adopted massively, right? The French Navy's next generation nuclear aircraft carrier will be ordered in 2025. So every massive ship, every massive spacecraft powered by nuclear. Czech government plans to invest in Rolls-Royce's small modular reactor programs. That's another company gaining traction. We talked about NuScale. We talked about Oklo, Rolls-Royce, another company making deals. Jamaica signs a memorandum of understanding to advance nuclear adoption. Just a small country, but one of many small countries doing the exact same thing. So there's just massive, explosive demand for nuclear power. It's all going to run on uranium.